Okay, so I figured this thing out, kind of. Let me get there. There's our easy keys. We are in demo mode, and here comes our demo limitations again. The weirdest thing is when the detuning thing happens. It's kind of like a little trip or something. You'll hear it. So I've got my chart over here. I've got Pro Tools right here. I can start at the beginning. And if I listen, I need to know what bars each chord comes on. Thank God this is an easy song, and it's pretty much right on the downbeat of every bar. So like C, G. We're following here. C, G, F. Okay, so let's just do that. Okay, so we're just going to follow this and just do the intro and just a quick tour of this thing. It is kind of a little intimidating at first just to see it, but basically if you click on the browser, this is kind of cool when you play. Oh, there's the detuning. There it is. It's like I smoked something really good. Now it's back. So it knows the chord I'm playing, which is kind of cool. So you can know what chord we're playing. That's pretty cool. So browser mode is these pre-created, let's go for the chorus of something that we're looking at. Easy keys Midi. This is the straight. And let's go for variation number 3. We can just play it. Sounds like our song, doesn't it? Similar. But if we drag it, turn it off. If we drag it down here to the timeline, it'll show us what chords it's playing. Let me see if I can zoom in over here. So it's a C add 9, G6, A minor 7. But we don't want that. We want to create our own chords. But it's good to know. I'm going to hold the control key and click on this and go to remove. And but you can go through. These are, I guess, meant for songwriting inspiration and rhythmical chords. Eighth note swing. Let's hear what that is. Okay. But it's cool if you don't play piano and if you want to get inspired, if you've got all these different chord progressions to deal with. So, but what happens if you know your song, you know your progression? So what you do is you go right here, this little plus key. I wish they had a button that says add chord. It's a little not. Oh, well, if you put your mouse over it, it does say add chord to song track. All right, I'm going to hit that. Bam. And I guess it's putting it where my mouse is, or where the mouse is on the, I guess where my mouse was here. But we know that the song is going to start with C right here. Then we can hit the plus key again. It's going back there again. And so to change the chord, we just click right here. So the second chord is G. Okay? So it comes up with this thing. This is called the circle of fifths. And it's a music theory thing, but don't worry about it. We're in the key of C. We're just going to pick and choose what chords we want. We're not going to worry about anything else. One thing that is kind of cool is... So, and don't let this intimidate you at all. So if we're playing a C, or actually I just chose a G, there's this thing here, inversion. So what a chord inversion, for anybody who doesn't know, let me get my little keyboard. So this is a C, right? C major. So the C is down here. If we put the C up here, now the E, G, C, it's still C, E, G, but now the C's on top. That's a C chord first inversion. And then if we change it and we put the G, we start with the G and we put the E on the top, boom, boom, boom. It's still the same notes as this, but they're playing it in different places. So if we start from the C and play a C chord, that's a C root position. if we play a C with the C at the top and starting with the E, that's C first inversion. And if we start with the G, that's second inversion. And sometimes you'll put a chord down and you don't want your chords in root position. So it's good to know this inversion button, because I'm probably going to use that here, and I'll show you and you'll hear it. All right, back to this. I'm going to use our option drag to make a copy. I'm just going to drag, and we're going all the way up to bar 6, which is correct. No, more than that, right? Let me listen. Oh, I see. Okay, so it's every other. So boom, then, so it's half. It's 2 chords per measure. So it's C, G. I'm just using this little guy to pull it back. I'm going to get rid of these. I'm going to hold the Shift key. I'm going to hold the Control key, right click. I'm going to say remove. And I'm going to now option drag these. I got 4, and I would bet there's going to be 4 more. So I'm highlighting these 4, and I'm option dragging those. Yes. Okay. So now we're going to put these chords in. So we've got C. This G is correct. This is going to be an A minor. I'm going to click here, A minor. Yes. And this is a F. Bam. I wish there was a way. Can we go to the next chord with the right arrow? No. There should be a way to go to the next chord without having to click. I'm lazy. So then we back. C is correct. Then we've got a G, which is correct. And then we have an F for 2 bars. So I'm going to hit that F. I'm going to remove this G. I'm going to right click, Control click, remove. And I'm going to pull this F out. So now what this is just going to be is just blank whole chords. I'm going to save, Command S, and let's listen. And that's pretty cool, right? So, but what if we wanted some kind of variation? So even though these in the browser are playing different chords, you see this button right here? It says Use Browser Midi. So we can highlight this whole thing, and we can go through and let's listen to something. Like, I know we're in 4/4, we're in rock ballad. Let's see if there's any variation movement that we like. Okay, so obviously not the right chords, but let's say we want to put that movement, chord movement, that kind of way they're playing with these chords. We have to highlight this and say Use Browser Midi. And now, check this out. This is really cool. Okay, let me undo, actually, you have to say replace, which we don't want to do. I think we undo that. So, okay, so this is a toggle button. You can try it out by saying use browser MIDI, highlighting any of these patterns, and if you like it, you replace it. But you'll notice we do want that whole note on the F. So let's see if this works. If I just highlight, I'm just dragging, I'm making a little box just up to the G, I'm not including the F, and I say, hey, use browser MIDI. Now we've got that whole note on the F, and let's listen. So it's pretty cool. Let's just experiment with the chorus. Let's find... just for something different. You know, that might work in the second verse or whatever. So we can say, use browser MIDI. Oh, I see. We undid it. We highlighted a new pattern. and now we say use browser MIDI, and now it's going to use this new one that we've chosen. Let's listen to that. That was that detune thing. So it's really cool, but I think when you hit this replace button, you better be pretty darn sure about the pattern you've chosen, because it's going to get rid of your chords. So it would be really cool if this plugin had playlists. So I could have a playlist of just my block chords, so I could change the MIDI pattern. Well, let's try that. Let's go ahead and say use browser MIDI for that last one. Let's replace it. And now let's try and replace that with a different one. Let's go to basic. Let's find something else. Okay. Let's take that and I say use browser MIDI. And it does work. So I guess you don't have to worry about replacing. I like that a lot better anyway. So let's click on replace, and now we have an intro. I think this should work because this is the same thing as this. We just have a C. All right, here we go. Let's just take this. I'm going to option drag it, and let's go to bar 6. And we can change the pattern, but let's just see if this works. I'm going to start where the vocal comes in. Okay, so we need a C right there. So I'm going to drag this guy back. I'm going to hit this. I guess if I put my mouse there and I hit plus, bam, there's my C. So let's just leave that. And I think, again, it's the same thing. I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to take this same thing. I'm going to option drag. And let's play it from the second verse. Okay, so now we have a new section. This is the chorus, which repeats right here. So we've got A minor over G. That'll be interesting. Let's just do this. So let's also look at, do the chord change at exactly the same spot. So, let it be, let it be. So yeah, so same thing. All right, so this first one is A minor. So I'm going to click there. I'm going to say it's an A minor. And I guess it's right here. I'm going to option drag. And this needs to be an A minor over a G. So it would be add 9, correct? I think so. Let's listen to that. And I'll tell you how I got there, if it's right. Let it be. Let it be. Anyway, let's just, for now, let's just use the add 9. Good enough. All right. So then we have, thank God, we're back to normal land. I'm going to option drag this A minor, and this is going to be an F. And I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Then we have a C. So I'm going to drag this one already, C. Then we have a G. I'm going to option drag that, make it a G. And then we've got this F to C. Let's see if this is correct. And I'm going to click right here. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Oops. C. Oh, it's 2 C's in a row. Okay, I'm going to take these and move them to the right. And I'm going to option drag this C. Let's listen again. Let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be, let it be. Okay, so we can take this whole thing now and option drag it over here. I hate to commit something because I want to fix that A minor over G and figure out how to do that. But we could take this whole chorus, which starts on the A minor, and find a pattern. Let's just listen to rock. Just to hear it, I'm just going to say use browser MIDI. Let's listen. Let it be, let it be, let it be. Terrible, and that second chord is wrong. I wish there was an undo button, but I have to right click on, oh no, I have to go there and turn off use browser MIDI. So you can kind of get the gist of this. It's cool. It's really cool. So I'm going to find a pattern that works, and I'm going to figure out that A minor over G, and I'll let you guys find what works for you. Okay? We'll be back.